Well, guys, season 2 of the Paramount Plus drama series Landman is finally upon us, and though I am probably one of the staunchest supporters of both Taylor Sheridan and this particular show, I have to admit that episode 1 of this new season was thoroughly disappointing. Now, this episode's structure was a bit different than the previous seasons of this show and even most of Sheridan's other work because there was no teaser and there was no tag in this one. It was just 3 acts, straight no chaser, which would ordinarily be fine by me. But the episode starts with a scene that was wholly unnecessary given the narrative makeup of the episode in its entirety, and though I appreciate it at times, Sheridan's overly dedicated spirit as it pertains to exposition ultimately compromised this episode's overall effectiveness in my opinion. In this episode, most of the third act was not only equally as unnecessary as its opening scene, but it was also diabolically emblematic of past episodes to the point that I legitimately felt like I was being gaslit by having had to have sat through it. Now, the dialogue in this episode also rose to the wonkiest of levels, almost to the point of simply feeling like padding. And it's becoming more and more clear, especially when it comes to the conversations between Ainsley and Angela, especially, that Taylor Sheridan doesn't have anything for these women to contribute from a dialogue standpoint. In fact, Sheridan seems determined to destroy the blonde-haired women of the Norris family on this show, with Angela's only purpose here in this story being not just to provide drama, but to actually be the drama. And Ainsley's character is simply meant to be a walking, talking sex object, offering little more to this story than a pretty face and a nice tight body in a bikini. And it's getting to the point where I can't continue to ignore that the only part of this show that seems to have any real narrative teeth revolve mainly around Tommy and his son, Cooper, which I'm okay with. I just don't feel like the arcs of the Norris men should be highlighted at the expense of the Norris women. Now, overall, I'd have to give this first episode in this new season of Landman a 60%, or a 6.0 out of 10 if you're thinking IMDb score, essentially a D for a letter grade. Now, don't get me wrong. Taylor Sheridan is still my favorite television writer currently, and I still believe that he has an interesting story to tell us here in this show. But one episode into this new season, I'd be lying to you guys if I didn't make sure you understood that he mailed this one in. And that if he doesn't get it together, and soon moving forward, this story is going to go from boom to bust right before our very eyes.